Hey, what's up everyone? Saintsfan back again with another GTA 5 Q&A. Today I'll be answering, as always, some of you guys' questions from Twitter. We're going to be talking about the upcoming unreleased vehicles, part 2 DLCs, and a little bit more about GTA 6. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. Now the first question from Gavin: when will a Night Shark be released? Look, I've said this in the last few Q&As. I don't know exactly, like, no one's really leaked a release schedule, like a specific release schedule. I'm thinking though that tomorrow, my prediction is that we're either going to get the Night Shark or the Insurgent Custom. I think what they're going to do is have the XA21 be last, just because I feel like out of all the cars that are remaining, that one is one of the most anticipated, just because it's a supercar. It's, you know, relatively fast. It's got amazing customization, and it costs 2.2 million. So, you know, maybe they're like, all right, let's let them wait until they spend all their money, either, or they just play the game enough to have enough money to buy all these vehicles. So there's definitely some reasons why I believe the XA21 is going to be the last one coming out. I believe on the 22nd of August, so sometime next month. But tomorrow, obviously, the three that, if you don't include the XA21, the Ardent, the Night Shark, and the Insurgent Custom. And I think it's between the Insurgent Custom and the Night Shark, just because last week was kind of a letdown. So I feel like they're going to want to make people get excited, get people hyped again. And the Insurgent Custom and the Night Shark are the two cars, in my opinion, to do so, because those are going to be really nice to have in the game. But maybe it is going to be the Ardent. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Woozy, do you think Rockstar would stop being so stupid? You know, I like this question, even though it's kind of an odd question, just kind of random. But here's the thing that I want to say. You know, whether or not you agree with what Rockstar does, and I would say most of us don't agree with, you know, some of their decisions, especially when it comes to making money and how they give us really nothing. Like, they make you pretty much, if you want to buy, like, if you're just a new player, right, and you want to get into all this stuff, you're gonna have to buy a shark card, or you're gonna lose your freaking mind, because it's gonna be insane to grind the amount of money you need to buy a CEO office, to buy a bunker, buy a MOC, buy all the cars and stuff. So, you know, there's a lot of things. It's not very easy to make money in the game, and I think that's definitely one of the reasons why people don't like the decisions Rockstar make, especially, you know, for associates and bodyguards. They get paid nothing, and there's a lot more. What it comes down to, though, unfortunately, is they're all business decisions. You know, Rockstar, I feel like, you know, obviously we're not going to know 100%, but just going off of their track record, they make decisions on how much it can benefit them, not how much it could benefit them and also benefit the community. You know, there definitely is a balance. You know, they could totally balance it so where they still make their money, although it might not be as much, and we, as the community, as the players, you know, still enjoy the game and still get to make money without having to, or without wanting to buy shark cards all the time, you know, because you don't have enough money. So there's definitely a balance they could strike, but they're not going to do that because they don't need to. And unfortunately, that's the thing. So when it comes to Rockstar being so stupid, like you said in your question, and then making these stupid decisions, it's just business, you know? If you were in their shoes, you know, and people are spending, how much have they made? Like almost $1 billion in shark card sales. And that number has not gone down. If anything, it's gone up in the last few years and months. So, you know, they realize, oh, okay, we'll just we'll keep doing what we're doing, because people are still paying money for shark cards and all that. And while it's good, because obviously that means more people are playing, and it gives them incentive to make more DLCs for a longer period of time, it's also kind of bad because, yeah, they're going to continue making those somewhat dumb decisions, at least to us. It's dumb to us, but it's smart for them. So that's, I just wanted to clear that up. I know I always get this question, you know, why do Rockstar do this? Why do Rockstar do that? I don't like it, but it's because they're a business, and, you know, people still pay money for stuff, so they're going to keep doing those decisions because it hasn't negatively affected them yet. Maybe it will when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out. We'll have to wait and see, but, you know, the moment, it's working for them. Nick, I need money for an APC tank. What's the best way to get like $4 million quick? This is another question I get all the time. I don't know why people think, like, GTA Online, you should know by now, it's not a game where you can quickly get money. Unless you do glitch. I'm not going to go into that because I have no idea. I don't even know what glitches are even available at the moment. But it's not a game where you can just quickly get $4 million. You know, that's going to take you a few days. And I mean, if that's your definition of quick, then yeah, you could totally get $4 million quick by playing either import-export, by, I mean, if you combine, I've done a money method video in the past showing how to most efficiently gain like 400 something thousand per hour. So if you want to Google that, you know, search that up on my channel, then definitely go watch that, because that'll take you, what, 9-10 hours of playtime to get $4 million, you know, roughly. So there are ways to make a decent amount of money. There's always the AFK method. You know, if you just want to overnight go AFK, that makes you a couple 100,000 overnight. And then obviously, you know, the one thing I know I haven't actually done it because it's a freaking pain, but if you get a group of 4 friends, you know, you could always do the criminal heist or the criminal mastermind challenge, which gives you $10 million. So you know, that probably will take you a few hours. So you know, there's ways, but there's not ways to just make a ton of money quickly. You know, it's not going to be that way, and it's never going to be that way, going back to what I just said, because of the decisions that Rockstar have made. So I think that's just one thing that you're just going to have to accept in GTA Online. You're never going to be able to make a ton of money, you know, super quickly. It's just going to be somewhat of a grind, and that's how the game is. The Real Panda, do you think Rockstar would ever do a part 2 for any more updates, or is that concept burnt out? So this is actually somewhat interesting, because I've been thinking about this lately. You know, if they do plan on doing a gun running part 2, will they call it gun running part 2, or is it going to be something different, like Smuggler's Run, like GTA Online Smuggler's Run DLC? I think what they're going to do is what I just said, the second part. I don't think they're going to call it gun running part 2, just because the ill-gotten gains part 1 and part 2, at least to me, and I maybe this applies to most of the community. You can let me know in the comments, obviously, if you want, but it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, just because in June, I believe, Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 came out, and that was really awesome. The Osiris came out, I remember. I forget exactly what else came out in that DLC, but the Osiris was the main one, and that was like the first $2 million car, supercar, I think. And then, and it was actually the best, you know, in its class at the time when it came out. But then a month later, Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 came out, and the T20 came out, which just completely overtook the Osiris. And what ended up happening, everyone who spent $2 million on this car and customizing it and tricking it out and all that stuff, a month later, that car became useless pretty much, because the T20 was better in every single way. I mean, apart from the money aspect, because it did cost a little bit more. But people were kind of upset, because they were like, I just paid $2 million plus for this car. Are you kidding me? And now a month later, I'm gonna have to pay $2.2 million plus for the T20. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So that's why I kind of think that a part 2 DLC might not happen, at least in name, but they could totally make gun running part 2 called Smuggler's Run if they wanted to do that, or some sort of smuggle, you know, title, just like VIP and the CEO stuff. You know, if you think about it, the CEO DLC was a part 2 to the VIP DLC. So I kind of think that's what's going to end up happening for, you know, for if they ever do plan on doing a part 2 DLC. It'll be a successor, but just not in name. They'll make up some other name so it doesn't feel like you're playing a part 2, you know, because to the general population, the general community, I guess, the people who just, you know, every now and then look at GTA, they'll see gun running, and then, you know, they'll see gun running part 2 a few months later, and they might be like, you know, not a huge fan of gun running, so I'm not going to play part 2. I'm not even going to look into it, because gun running just didn't appeal to me. But if they see GTA Smuggler's Run or something, they might be like, oh, okay, let me check that out. So that's kind of what I believe what will happen, you know, if that ever does come out. Then we have Oren. Do you believe those leaks regarding the Smugglers DLC? Speaking of that, and what would you like to see if it's real? So I don't know if the leaks are real. Again, that was from somewhat of a reputable guy, so I don't know if I want to trust him or not. And I don't know if he was just sort of throwing his speculation into the ring with that. But it does sound real, you know, like it makes sense. And that's why I feel like it could be the next DLC, because it's something, you know, if they want to save their next big DLC, and I put that in quotes, in December, because that's when they normally have their big DLCs. We've had the Import-Export DLC and the Yacht DLC. I forget, I think was that the CEO DLC? I don't know, whatever. But they had those 2 DLCs in December, and those were arguably 2 of the biggest DLCs in the game. So I'm thinking, you know, if they want to continue that streak and go 3 for 3, then they're gonna have their next big DLC in December. But in between now and December, they could totally throw in the Smuggler's Run, which I feel like wouldn't be that big, at least in terms of them developing it and them making it, because all of those mechanics are already in the game. But what I would like to see if it is real, just some of the stuff that I talked about in the video the other day. I mean, the off-road stuff, that sounds really cool. I've always been a fan of off-road vehicles, even though I don't use them that often. Just them getting somewhat of an upgrade would be nice. And then, I mean, the ocean is something that I feel like is totally left out in GT Online. So having some more ocean stuff, you know, ocean vehicles and even, you know, airplanes and stuff that's not ocean, but even aircraft, new aircraft would be really cool. So I think that that's some of the stuff I would like to see if it is real. And then the final question, GTA 6 related. Ali Imran, what is your opinion on GTA 6 and the Tim Neff rumor? Do you think it's fake or real? So there's been a lot of controversy around this lately, and I don't want to go too, you know, in depth on this because I don't want this video to be super long, but he did come out and say, and I mentioned this in the video, people apparently didn't watch the video. They just they hated because they saw GTA 6. Oh, you're just, you know, clickbaiting, blah, blah, blah. But everything that was in the title, I talked about everything, you know, like, I don't know what people want from me. But he did come out and say all that stuff that came out was fake. But I don't believe him. No, I do think it's real, because if he did say it was fake, and if he actually believed it was fake, why would he delete the Rockstar Instagram posts? That's what makes me believe this entire thing is real. And he's just saying they're fake because Rockstar told him, yo, you screwed up really badly. We don't want this getting out. Just deny it and say it's fake. That makes so much more sense than, you know, this random guy that no one knew before this. You know, if this was an elaborate hoax, you know, why pick that guy? Like, what made him so special? You know, like, why? It's really weird if it would be fake, if he wasn't in on it. If some random troll decided to just pick him and then make a fake resume and then all this other stuff, I don't believe that. I believe it being real, and him deleting those Rockstar Instagram posts kind of proved my point. But let me know in the comments all your opinions on all these questions. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.